Yo, Mrs. Z and Fifth, what's going on with your host, the Fifth General, Zacchaeus? Zacchaeus, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up? It's good to be here, man. Blessings.
Yo, I want to give a rest in peace to A.J. Johnson from Friday. Yeah, comedian. Said he died sometime Monday. Let me make sure. This brother was he was Ezel, Anthony Johnson. Ezel.
Yeah, Ezel. I can't believe he's gone. I didn't even think he was 55. I didn't think
Friday,
so.
55. Also in movies, Players Club. He did a lot of work with he was also in I Got the Hookup.
Yep, he was. Players Club.
He did a stand-up comedian. He did a lot of work with Ice Cube. Also did work with Jamie Foxx.
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is somebody who we have seen throughout the time. If you've seen Friday, you know who he is. You definitely know.
Of course.
That come on, now. He's he's my back, my neck, and my back. I mean, But other than that, stand-up comedian, man.
He also stand-up comedian. He also acted in the Black Panther. Remember the Panthers with
Yes.
With,
he was in
Mario Van Peebles. With,
yes.
That film was 1995, but with Kadeen Hardison, he was like the drug lord in the neighborhood. In the he played a good role. He was in a drug lord in the neighborhood in the Panthers. The movies The Panthers. In 1995, way back in 1995, with Kadeen Hardison. I think it was a Mario Van Peebles production. I think that was a Mario Van Peebles production. The Panthers, yeah.
All right, so he was also in. Hold on, we don't want to repeat that again. He was also in House Party.
House Party,
Menace to Society.
He was funny. He was funny in House Party. Yeah.
Def Jam's How to Be a Player. Baps. Hot Boys. House Party 3.
He did a lot of work, man. Yeah.
This is somebody who's done several things, and also I don't want to reiterate the fact that he was. I want to reiterate the fact that he was also a stand-up comedian. So, he was in a lot of movies. Just to name a few. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Rest in peace to him. I don't know his cause of death.
Yeah, rest in peace. Yeah, we don't know.
I don't know his cause of death, but
he was 55. Yeah, man. I can't. We're losing our brothers, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's young, man.
Yeah, man.
That's young.
So R.I.P. Condolences to his family, man. It's just
yeah.
Oh man, but his face was that brother is one of the faces that would be on. I seen him in a lot of films, man. Like the films that we just mentioned, I've seen him in all those films, man. And his face was he was just one of those people that just stand out, Oh man, he just stand out. Oh
yeah. So my condolences to his family.
Yeah, man.
I don't know if he had any kids or anything. I didn't get a chance to research that.
Yeah.
But condolences goes out to his family. Also, what we want to get into is, we said that today we were gonna spend time on Fat Joe versus Ja Rule Verzuz Battle.
Yeah, man.
Give our opinion on the battle and stuff like that. Tough battle to follow up from, the Lox versus Dipset. Such an incredible performance that the Lox put on, against Dipset. You know what I'm saying? Hard act to follow. Yeah. But I still thought it was a good show nonetheless.
Me too. Yeah.
I think we have to look at this battle as more of a concert series. Whereas the Lox versus Dipset actually felt like an actual, battle within the context of what Verzuz really stands for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There was just so much things around that particular, battle that just it raised the bar. You know, and a lot of people weren't looking for this matchup anyway. We was like, nah, we want 50 Cent and Ja Rule because of their history. But I tell you what, that on stage would have been. Yeah, you probably need a lot of security because tensions are still hot between them two. But then again, hey, we ended up having a versus battle between Jeezy and Gucci, man, and that beef is as real as it gets because somebody got killed in that beef. So they was able to do that in a strip club in Atlanta, but had the stages separated, and they had security and bodyguards for that. But nobody got hurt that day, thank God. You know what I mean? God, yeah. But so what's your early opinion before the battle started? Because let's get about that because we never really go into that.
Yeah.
Before Fat Joe and Ja Rule was announced. What was your instant thoughts on this versus battle? Like, you know, like, man, how is this gonna go? Who you think's gonna win? Like, what'd you think in the beginning?
In the beginning, I thought because you see, the thing is with Fat Joe consistently came up with every year he came up with something, you know. Even if it was 2018, 2019, 2020. You know, Ja Rule now had his classic bangers like in the early 2000s.
Right, he has an era.
In the mid and early 2000s, while Fat Joe was still putting out content.
Right, within the last 15 years.
Yeah, last year. Yeah. You know, and he's a brother that's like this, man. He although he's older, he stays. He could tell he loves it. He stays consistent. He loves it, you know. Big up to Ja Rule. Ja Rule, you know, he did a few films, and also he just wasn't either. He wasn't. I thought it was gonna be a tough battle for him because he hasn't come up with anything like brand new, fresh for 2021. Nothing like that. Nothing new, you know. But guess what? I have to give it to him because Ja Rule's catalog is great, man. Because you see, the thing is that, and that's what you know a real, true, authentic artist, that is music that even now, and although it came out years ago, few years ago, it's still like feel like it's fresh. It still feel like it's a banger. He's still, you know, I'm real, but him and you know what I'm saying. It still feels like it's just fresh, like it just it still is a banger till this day, and that's what you want to do. Even with Fat Joe, that's what you want to do. You want to put out content that is, as an artist, you want to put out content that 10 years from now you still hear it. It's still a banger, you know. 5 years from now, you know, okay, man, it's still you will play my song, and it's still a banger. It still sounds like it could get people on the dance floor. And that's what Ja Rule and that's what Fat Joe brought to the verses, you know. I mean, my gosh, remember 2005 with Lean Back? Come on, you know? Songs like that, you know, it's like you can't, it's songs like that. And do I do Ja Rule, you know what I'm saying? Come on.
All right, so let's take this piece by piece, because
piece by piece, man. These guys are classics, man.
We're only 9 minutes into the show, and we still got a lot more show left. So now let's get into the actual battle itself. So it starts out, right? You start hearing the DJs is playing music from the Locks and Dipset, and people are like, "Yo, man, didn't that battle already happen?" You know what I'm saying? That's what I noticed. Yeah. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So then, you know, I think Joe was like, yo, I know what I'm going to do. Because leading up to the battle, it was, that's all right, John. You got them female joints, but, you know, I got them street joints. Now, Fat Joe got female joints too. So, he was like, I got them street joints. And then Ja had to remind people, you know, before, put it on me. I had street joints too. You know what I'm saying? So we can go there. So, you know, Fat Joe comes out with stuff from his early album, first, second album. You know what I mean?
Oh,
early
man.
Fat Joe. He starts off the battle.
You
with
got
that.
the flow, Joe. You got the flow, Joe.
Right.
You know, oh, that's the old man.
And
1993, yo.
Right.
Yo.
And you would really have to be a Fat Joe fan to really know that record because, you know, we're talking about digging in the crates days and all that. You would really have to know who Fat Joe is, you know, Showbiz, AG, Mad Lion, and Floor Finesse. You know, like you would really have to
nice and smooth. Yeah,
like you would have to know that part of Joe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To know that. You know what I mean? But then Ja Rule responds with his first, something from his first album is Murder, you know, featuring Jay-Z and DMX. You know
yeah.
You know, which is a good answer, you know what I mean? Because it's like, okay, we're going to stay in that mood. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, you know, Fat Joe comes back with My Lifestyle. Tough record. Well, tough beat.
Yeah.
Tough beat. The beat is tough. You know what I mean? Never seen the brick, never seen the crack house. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. Classic joint.
You know, so you know, and then Jay-Z. I mean, sorry, not Ja Rule comes back and he's like, well, you know what? Let me hit him with a big record. And then Ja Rule goes back to what people had normally had been introduced to him, and that is, Can I Get Her? Off the Rush Hour soundtrack / Hard Knock Life album, Jay-Z's album. So we got that going on. You know what I mean? So then the response here, which would probably kill most people's responses, and that is Fat Joe's "I Shot Your" remix.
Oh, let me take that 1995. That's that. Yeah.
Now let me say this. The record is strong. But Fat Joe did not have the toughest verse on that record. So that record is strong. You know what I'm saying? And it's such a strong record because I Shot Your remix is a classic record. That song is so classic that most people don't even know the original I Shot You on that same album.
Yeah.
Well, LL, you know what I mean? Most people don't know that. So we're getting into the feature records early. You know what I mean? And these are feature records.
Yeah, feature records, yeah.
So Ja comes back with Murdergram, which Murdergram is not a tougher song than I Shot Ya, but Murdergram is a tough joint, once again, with Jay-Z and DMX on the record with him. And for those who know the story, originally, these were the songs that, you know, Murdergram was basically a prequel to an album that Ja Rule, DMX, and Jay-Z were going to do, and they were calling themselves Murder Inc. This was before the label Murder Inc. They were calling themselves Murder Inc. as a trio. They were supposed to do a trio album. It never happened. It would have been fire if it did.
But it never happened, no.
It never happened. He's doing the song. Fat Joe makes a comment about, dang, another J feature?
Yeah.
You know? So, I gotta run through this a little quicker, but, you know, Paper Touching remix, Fat Joe, The Enemy, Big L, joint that Fat Joe did with Big L. Ja Rule does Holla Holla.
Holla Holla.
Big single.
Big single.
And in fact,
beat you in Brazil.
And then Fat Joe does this, and I need to comment on something. I'm gonna need you to speak in right now.
Yes.
Fat Joe says, "Hey, by the way, I'm gonna bring in Remy Ma, and I'm gonna have her come out and perform her verse from the Annie Up remix." Fat Joe is not on that song. Fat Joe is not on that song. Why is that song being played? Why?
Hey, because Remy Ma was there.
And Ja Rule said, all right, come on out and save him.
Yeah.
So then Fat Joe performs one of Big Pun's classical lyrical onslaughts. They do the Deep Cover 98 remake, Twins.
Oh, that was crazy. Yeah. Doom, 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 doom. Yeah,
Remy is doing Big Pun's verse.
Mm-hmm. And was that crazy? I thought that was sick. She's actually doing his verse. And then Italy. I'm like, yo, she did it.
So, but I need to ask you a question. Why doing Twins Deep Cover 98 makes a lot of sense because it was a Fat Joe and Big Pun record. It was on Big Pun's Capital Punishment album, classic album, right?
Yeah, classic. Yeah.
But he brought her out to do the Annie Up remix, and Fat Joe's not on that record. Why?
Maybe she should have done another record, but you know,
it's almost like cheating. You know,
she figured that. You know, yeah.
Or do you think Fat Joe wanted to take advantage of a moment as far as getting the crowd on his side?
I think he just wanted to hype the crowd up too, because that song right there, man. And then the remix, but it kind of surprised me when she came out with that. I was like, okay, I was hoping to see MOP, but anyway, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, you know, they wouldn't have nothing to do with that because Fat Joe is not on that song. So it doesn't make any sense. But it happened, whatever. It happened.
Yeah.
Something else didn't make sense that night, and we'll get to that later. So Ja Rule comes back with every little thing that we do. Did it?
Oh, yeah.
Between me and you. Dope record. Ja Rule, Christina Milian. It would have been dope if Christina Milian was there on stage with him.
Yeah, that would have been nice. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He makes a comment because Ja Rule said, listen, I was dude's junior high school, and college memories. Don't play with me. And then Fat Joe was like, yeah, which begs me to ask this question. Where have you been for the last 15 years? And then he goes, nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up.
All the way up. Mm-hmm.
You know, Fat Joe couldn't wait to play that record.
He couldn't wait.
As one of my homeboys said. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Ja Rule returns with a strong hit. And this was during this time of beefing with 50. When the beef got public, Ja was still.
It was 50. Yeah, the beef. Yeah.
Ja was still able to hit with this record, living it up.
Oh yeah, do I ever get living it up? What I do.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it wasn't that what? Isn't that a Stevie Wonder? Yeah, something like that.
Originally, yeah, that's a Stevie Wonder sample.
Song.
Yes.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Stevie Wonder sample, right? He returns back with one of his songs. Don't record lyrically, but not because of him, and that's John Blaze. The reason why this record is such a lyrics-based record is because Nas, Big Pun, Jadakiss, and Raekwon killed this song. Okay.
Yeah.
But this is off of Fat Joe's Don Cartagena album. So yeah, you should do this. But Fat Joe had the weakest verse out of that whole record. Okay. Nas probably having the best verse. Probably the best verse. Raekwon had a strong verse on that record too. You know what I'm saying? But don't record if this was a battle if it was a Nas battle and then Nas was like, yo, I'm gonna pull up my verse from John Blaze because his verse was fire. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And as a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, this song has been used in previous verses because When Jada verse Fab, Kiss used it in that versus battle. Then Raekwon used his verse of this record on the Ray and Ghost battle. So this is the third time we're hearing this song in the context of verses, but it was Fat Joe's song originally, and then we're now hearing Fat Joe's verse. Okay, now let's get into something that didn't make sense. Fat Joe plays classic record. Don't get me wrong, but it's not his, and he's not featured on it. And then it's still not a player. Big Pun featuring Joe. That doesn't count in this battle because once again, it's not his record.
That's Big Pun's record.
Thank you. Well, he wanted to make a point that he put Pun on.
Right.
I'm gonna say something right now. Hey, let me tell you something. During the Terror Squad era, Pun actually kept Terror Squad alive because his existence kept the group with the original core members. When Pun died, what happened? Cuban Link and Fat Joe had an issue. You didn't hear from you didn't. Armageddon stuck around, but you didn't hear from Prospect and Triple Sace and all of that. You didn't hear from them.
No, I didn't hear from them. No,
okay?
It's true.
Now Remy stayed, okay, because Remy was is original Terror Squad member. Although she came in towards a later period, in Pun's last years of his life. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
You know, but yeah.
Yeah.
Let me get your opinion. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. Talk about still not a player, man. So, I mean, the fact that was in this battle, it didn't make sense.
Well, it would make sense if he sung Big Pun's lyrics, but he didn't do that. So, it's just like Fat Joe. Yeah, I guess he had other hits to bring out and bring with that. But you see, the thing is when he did Big Pun's version, Big Pun song. To me it was like okay, because he's also representing Big Pun too, and I think maybe that's why he brought it out too. Because listen, I'm still Terror Squad. Although me and Cube, I'm still Terror Squad. That's what he's trying to bring home. So he would be, although Big Pun was not he would play Big Pun. But I thought he was just going to play himself during this whole battle. That's in my mind I thought, but
So basically,
I don't think
So that's basically the second song that he played in this battle that has nothing to do with him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just saying. Mm-hmm. All right, so now we got Down A B. You know what I mean? Ja Rule's record. You know what I'm saying? Another Ja Rule record. Fat Joe, Slow Down. Ja Rule comes back with Put It On Me. And who does he bring out? He brings out Lil Mo and Vita, who we haven't seen in years.
Oh, yeah, Vita. Yeah, it's been a long time.
But Fat Joe said something in the battle that people didn't like. Yo, man, you got dusty bees in the back. You got to go to the crack house to find them bees. You know what I'm saying?
I'm surprised he actually said that.
Yeah, he did say that. Your man was on the juice, I guess. You know what I mean? He was getting loose. Fat Joe responds back with Don Carter Jeter featuring Diddy. Then, Thug Lovin', Bobby Brown, another big record by Ja Rule. Fat Joe, All I Do Is Win remix, DJ Khaled record originally. Ja Rule Ja Rule does a special tribute to Tupac and performs his version of Pain, which is So Much Pain. That's Ja's version. And then Ja Rule gets into a record that was meant for 50, Crown.
Yeah.
Off the Blood in My Eye album. So Ja's like, nah, you know what I'm saying? We're going to get into some street records. You know what I mean? Right. And that's the street record he decides to pull out at the moment. Crown, you know what I mean? Then
I thought also that was a hot joint. Anyway, yeah.
Crown's a hot joint. That's a hot joint.
Yeah.
Featuring Sizzler. You know what I'm saying?
That's a hot joint. Yeah.
Then Ja Rule plays a big hit that he was a part of a Jennifer Lopez record, Ain't It Funny?
Oh, yeah, ain't it funny? Yeah.
You know, which he should be able to perform that, you know?
Yeah, he should be able to, yeah.
Fat Joe performs another DJ Khaled collab, Sunshine. Ja Rule comes back with Down For You featuring Ja Rule, Ashanti hitting. Now, here comes Ashanti.
Yeah, here comes Ashanti.
Here comes Ashanti.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Ashanti.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which
still got the vocals. Yep. Still got, you know.
I mean, I don't know, because she was letting the crowd sing most of the records. But anyway, Ashanti comes out. You know what I mean? You know, Fat Joe does a record with Dre from Cool and Dre. So excited.
Yeah.
Ja Rule does the Destiny outro. You know what I'm saying? Fat Joe comes back with Yes. Rainy Days, Ja Rule and Mary J. Blige. Huge record for
I love that joint. I love that joint, yeah.
It was a huge record for Mary J.
More those rainy days, Jesus. I can sing that melody. More those rainy days, seem like those goodbye. Yo, that joint was crazy. I always love that joint, yeah.
Face. Smile at me, smile at me. Nobody likes the rain, can't stand it.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Classic joint, yeah.
Fat Joe, pretty good record he responded back with Chris Brown. Ja Rule comes back with another record from Blood in My Eye, Clap Back.
Oh, Clap Back. I thought that joint I always thought that joint was fire.
You know, Fat Joe comes back with I Won't Tell. Ja Rule comes back with another big record, I Cry, featuring Lil Mo.
Oh, yeah. I cry, you cry.
We cry together, you know, with the OJ sample.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Classic, yeah.
Fat Joe comes back with Get It Poppin' featuring Nelly. And then here's where we go back to one more thing that happens that doesn't make any sense. He decides, well, since Nelly is here, I'm going to have him perform Hot in Here.
What? Yeah, exactly. I remember what he did. I'm like, for me, hot in here. Take over. You know, I'm like, okay.
Once again, another record that has nothing to do with Fat Joe.
Nothing to do with the battle, yeah.
So these songs do not count in the battle. They don't count. Get It Poppin' does, but you know, now for those who don't know, Nelly and Ashanti used to be together for a good amount of years. They've been once upon a time. They said Nelly was looking a little thirsty on stage when he saw Ashanti. But anyway, that's besides the point. Ja Rule comes back with Mesmerize, another big record that he got with Ashanti. Then, while Ashanti's on stage, I guess it makes sense. He's like, you know what? I'm going to perform What's Love. Now, that song features both Ja Rule and Ashanti. So Ja Rule performs with them on that, which is cool. You know what I mean?
Which is cool, yeah.
And then we have another big record from Ja Rule featuring Ashanti, Always on Time.
Oh yeah, that joint is fire. Yeah, I wasn't like that. I was classic joint. Yeah.
Fat Joe, Make It Rain, featuring Lil Wayne. Ja Rule.
What do you think about that joint?
I never liked that record. But anyway,
what?
Jennifer.
Why? Okay. Anyway,
record was whack, in my opinion. I never liked Make It Rain. I never liked the beat. I never liked any of that. And I never liked what Fat Joe tried to quote Jada Kiss, why everybody's so mad at the South for? Why don't you switch your style up and go Southpaw? Jada, I was listening. Stop it. I didn't like when Kiss said it. Anyway, I'm Real. Jennifer Lopez featuring Ja Rule.
That's a hot joint.
Big record.
Yo. Let's stop. Yo, that joint till this day gets spins. That joint is crazy. Yo, Jennifer Lopez, Ja Rule. I'm real. The way you walk.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm real.
And I can't move on without you. You know what I'm saying? I probably butchered that out.
Classic joint.
But
yeah, I'll play that song right now. That song is good.
I mean, good. Song, big record. So, and then here goes a very big record from Fat Joe. Very big record, and that is Lean Back.
Of course, Yo, the whole summer of 2005, that song was bumping.
Well, you have to answer back with that song, and I was off of the Terror Squad album. But you have to answer back with that song. You have to. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was on the Terror Squad album. That same album that had. Anyway, I'll get to that in a second. And then Ja Rule says, you know what? For old time's sake, I'm going to come back with the anthem. And that is, I got 100 guns and 100 clips. I'm from New York.
New York. Oh, man. Yo, him and Fat Joe.
And that closed out the show. I think that was a good way to close out the show because it's a record.
That was a very good way to close out the show.
It's a record that features Fat Joe and also Jadakiss because we heard Jadakiss perform it during the verses. Which
was fire. I thought it was fire that he came on and did fire.
Right, and he came out and he performed it with him. That was a good way to end that battle. You know, let me get your full run. So let me get your full rundown opinion because I had to go through these songs very quickly because we're about to end the show. Let me get your full rundown on the battle. Who do you think won?
Oh, you know what? Looking at all what we went when we did the rundown, and I did look at the whole entirety of the battle. Now I see what people mean when they say Ja won because Ja lose songs that originally came from him.
Yes, for the most part, yes. For the most part, Fat Joe had to do some fill-ins. Like when he told them, especially when they do take off all your clothes. That had to do the Fat Joe. You know what I'm saying? Right.
And he did more fill-ins too. But when you're struggling to win, when you shouldn't have to do fill-ins. If you got this battle, you shouldn't have to do fill-ins.
Yeah.
You know, and Ja Rule, okay, he didn't come up with the hits in a while, but guess what?
Hey, those hits, those hits were timeless.
All of them. Timeless, and they all, and he didn't. He barely. What? He didn't even use fill-ins. I don't think he used any fill-ins.
He had to remind people his time. Ja Rule had an era, so Ja Rule had his time. He was Drake before Drake. That comment was made that he was Drake before Drake. Okay,
which is true.
So you know. I feel like Ja won the battle just based off of what you just said too. He stuck to a format of his original records, and we could say that Fat Joe held back, and then we could say Ja Rule. There was records that Ja didn't play. You know what I'm saying? That he could have.
Right.
You know, he didn't play. He didn't play Daddy's Little Baby. I Got a Story to Tell. You know what I'm saying? Murder for Life. Right. There's a lot of records that Ja did not use.
See? Yeah.
Could have. You know, he didn't use Caught Up like this. He didn't use How Many Want to Die. You know what I mean? That was a big record for him. You know, I'm gonna ride to the end of the road, baby. Running this work gonna take me where you getting right lately. You know what I'm saying? Like he could have used that. And he didn't, so he held back. You know, people could say.
I like. Yeah, also like when Fat Joe came in. What's love got to do?
Yeah.
Got to do with it, babe. You know,
which that makes sense. Record. But like you said, the man had feelings because he's using songs from artists on stuff that he's not even featured on.
That's when you know you're struggling because you shouldn't do that, you know? Yeah, man. You know, Ja came with original stuff. He just said, listen, I'm going to just drop my joints, man. You can come back, but you think, it's taking hot in here. You know, and then up. You know, and I'm like, okay.
Which are records in itself, but they don't feature Ja Rule. They don't feature Fat Joe. That's like Ja Rule. That's like Ja Rule bringing out Ashanti, and then she performs "Rain on Me." That song ain't got nothing to do with him. That's her record.
That's her record. Yeah. Yo, yeah.
And he had Vita there, and he didn't even perform the record that he did with Vita. God, I forgot that record I forgot the name of it, but it was on the Next Friday soundtrack, and it was also on the Murderers album. You know what I mean? Like that record they got. Yep. He didn't even perform that with her, and he could have because she was there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like and that's him and her record, but that's like him bringing out Lil Mo, and then Lil Mo performs Superwoman. Like that ain't got nothing to do with him. So that's what Fat Joe did.
Yeah, he did that.
So to me, you lose a point. Like in boxing, like if you do an illegal hit, you lose a point. You know what I'm saying? That's what I felt like that was.
Yeah, see? He lost a point.
You know what I mean? Yeah, he lost a point. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna give the win to Ja Rule. What I don't like is the fact that when Ja and 50 was beefing, some people felt a little uncomfortable with still liking Ja. Look, I still was a fan of Ja. Maybe I got to a certain point where I was like, all right, the singing I don't care for anymore. But as an artist, I still respected his craft. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, definitely.
But there was a certain time where people felt a little uneasy about liking him. So that when that album Rule came out, and New York came out, cats was like conflicted. Oh, I like the record, but I don't like Ja Rule because of 50. Like, what? You gonna let them get the heck out of here? and they were saying that. And 50 was so insecure during that time when New York came out that he gonna diss Fat Joe and Jadakiss on Piggy Bank.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that to be disrespectful. Maybe that is disrespectful because I said the words insecure. I don't mean that. I'm only quoting him when he had an interview talking about, I felt like they teamed up with the enemy, or I feel like they was dissing me because, he got beef with me, so he got them on there. So, no, they wasn't even talking about you. Not one lyric from any artist not even from Ja Rule. Not one lyric was dissing 50, but 50 comes out with Piggy Bank.
Oh, yeah.
And so that was just a rap battle because for the most part, Kiss and 50 squashed that after Kiss slaughtered him lyrically. And, Fat Joe and 50 squashed their beef after 50 did a whole mixtape called Elephant in the Sand, dissing Fat Joe. Right, you know what I mean? But he knew he was no match for Kiss. He didn't have nothing for Kiss, and I think he knew that. I think he knew that Kiss was just lyrically superior than 50 on any day. Now maybe Fat Joe. Now maybe Fat Joe he can hang with because Fat Joe came up with a song called My Fofo, and that wasn't strong enough to diss 50. But Ja Rule still but Fat Joe still had a successful career after that.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
As whereas Ja Rule was catching heat from the feds because the 50 and Ja Rule beef just so happened to happen around the same time the feds raided Murder Inc. for accusations of money laundering and drug money embezzlement, all that type of stuff, racketeering, all that type of stuff, and it disrupted a lot of what Murder Inc. was doing at that time.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, man.
We 40 minutes. Anything you want to say before we get out of here, man? I felt like I kind of said a lot. I have no more to say.
No. Basically, that was a great battle. Something to. It's still on YouTube. It was a long battle. It was like 3 hours. I think it was like 3 hours.
Yeah,
it was a long battle.
Well, because there was an intermission.
Yeah, intermission. Yeah,
there was intermission. Fat Joe needed a break.
Yeah, the long intermission, then it came back and did the second segment.
Joe needed a break,
and it just ended well. Yeah, man. And also, once again, R.I.P. condolences to the one and only. Yeah,
A.J. Johnson.
AJ Johnson,
Anthony AJ Johnson.
Anthony, he will be missed.
He will. He will.
Yeah, he will be missed, man. We gotta post him up. Yeah,
talented entertainer. I gotta give him his just due. He made us laugh, man. Pretty much,
he did.
Most things he did besides Friday. I know people talk about Ezel, but most things he did made us laugh. You know what I'm saying?
He did, yeah.
I got to give him his respect for his talent.
55
is young, man.
Yeah.
I don't like this, man. Michael K was in his 50s. DMX was in his 50s.
Yeah. What's the name?
My man from Shock G was in his 50s. Black Rob was in his 50s.
Yeah, Shock G. Yeah, Black Rob, Shock G.
And that was all this year.
DMX. No, not DMX. I mean Biz Markie.
Yeah, Biz Marquie's the other one.
Yeah, crazy, man. It's crazy. Hip hop got a hard blow this year.
It's a tough blow, but why are they all dying in their 50s, man? Why are these
weird?
Why are these brothers? They're all brothers we just named, black men. Why are they all dying in their 50s, man? It's young.
Yeah, I was just saying that. Yeah,
I don't like it.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
Crazy, man.
Anyway.
Yeah, man. Yep.
Hey, man. Let people know where they can reach you, man.
You can reach me on Facebook. You can reach me on Facebook. You can reach Facebook at Wayne Wayne Zacchaeus Bacchus on Facebook. Also on Instagram, Zacchaeus B73 on Instagram. Also on Twitter at Wayne Bacchus 2 on Twitter. Yeah, man.
All right, y'all can holler at me at the Fifth General, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. All right, we're gonna get up out of here. This was another great episode, I'll say. Good energy.
Oh yeah.
Of Mrs. Z and Fifth, and we'll see y'all next time.
Next time.
Peace.